Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the final press conference for Peer Pressure, a great night of championship boxing this Saturday at the Bournemouth International Center. It is all being brought to you by Frank Warren for Queensberry, in association with Eddie Hearn for Matchroom Boxing, along with their great sponsors, Riot Season, 32 Red, Unibet, That Prize Guy, and Global Next Trade. A big thanks to those great sponsors. Well, a reminder, ladies and gentlemen, this great event will be shown live worldwide on DAZN. Let's now welcome the participants already seated. First, from Slough, Hassan Ishach. From London, Tony Lightning Curtis Jr. From Coventry, West Midlands, Amir Abu Baker. From Northampton, Carl, the Chosen One, Fail. From Lewisham, Southeast London, Ellis Zorro. From London, Alloys the Animal Jr. And ladies and gentlemen, we are very honored to have with us here today one of the greatest fighters of all time, none other than the legendary Hall of Famer, Roy Jones Jr. And now we hand things over to your host, Mr. DAZN.
Thank you, Thomas Schreiber. Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Bournemouth for the final press conference ahead of a cracking night of championship boxing this Saturday. And the main event is very simply one of the most violent fights that you can make in the super featherweight division in this country. The unbeaten European champion Ryan the Piranha Garner is back stalking the shores of Bournemouth. He wants to add British and Commonwealth titles to his collection. But to get them, he's going to have to swim in the deepest waters that he's ever been in. Waiting for him in those waters is Reece Bomber Bellotti with dynamite in his fists. It's the latest in a growing catalogue of brilliant Queensberry versus Matchroom specials. And whilst Ryan Garner has bludgeoned his way to 17 fights without any defeats, Reece Bellotti has boxed at a higher level, is in the form of his life, and has a habit of taking unbeaten records. So the question heading into Saturday is very simply, is it feeding time for the Piranha, or will the Bomber blow him out of the water? Find out all the answers Saturday night live and exclusive on the global home of boxing DAZN from the sold-out Bournemouth International Centre. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Garner versus Bellotti. This is Peer Pressure. And as you can see from this table, from everyone that Thomas Schreiber just introduced, there's so much going on. There's Queensberry debuts, there's professional debuts. I'm going to start with a young man, Hassan Ishach, who is making his professional debut. Now, Hassan, I speak to your coach, H, he's your coach and your manager. I speak to him all the time. And every time I see him, he tells me, Dev, I've got one. I've got something special. Are you that special, kid? Talk to us.
100%, man. I'm excited to be here, you know. As an amateur, this is what you train for. This is what you dream of. Turn pro. I'm here with Queensberry, so I want to thank Frank Warren, Queensberry Promotion for this opportunity. And come Saturday, you're going to see what I'm about.
I saw you had like a launch event as well. It looked like Hamza Shiraz was there, Adam Azim was there. You were getting messages from Anthony Joshua and all sorts. It feels like you got a lot of backing heading into Saturday, my friend.
Yeah, a lot of support, man. We've got a big crowd coming down. I can't wait to showcase my skills in front of them. Hopefully get some new fans as well.
So why is now the right time to turn pro?
You know, it is. As an amateur, I always had a pro style. People were telling me to turn pro when I was 18. But I just waited it out a bit, you know, build some man strength, and now I'm ready.
I've watched a few videos of you. I can see all sorts of things. I can see you doing that Mayweather defence. I can see you just knocking people out and they're going to sleep. What can we expect? And what would you say that your fighting style is like?
I feel like me as a fighter, I'm an all-round fighter. I can do it all. I'm explosive. I can box slick. I can box in the inside. Come Saturday, we're going to see.
Okay, we wish you the very best of luck on your pro debut.
Thanks, Dev.
Okay, let's move on to a young man making his Queensberry debut, which is Tony Curtis. But before I speak to him, let's speak to the man sat next to him, so wonderfully introduced by Thomas Treiber here, simply one of the greatest fighters of all time. Roy Jones Jr., you will be coaching Tony Curtis. How did this union come about? Tell us, how have we ended up with Roy Jones right here in Bournemouth talking about Tony Curtis?
It's crazy how God works, but you never know what God has in store for you. So you always keep your eyes and your ears open, and good things come along. I was in Dubai, went into a boxing gym, saw a kid working out who looked like he had a lot of talent, a lot of promise to him. As I was in there, he asked me how to throw the left hook, so I showed him. He picked it up right away. I was like, okay, some grown people can't do. So as I was leaving, he asked me my number. I gave him my number, and I thought that'd be the last time I heard from him. However, about a year later, 6 months later, I get a call from, hey, can I come train with you? I said, sure. So his dad sent him to me, and we've been going ever since.
And just how special is this young man? He's been a pro since he turned 16. I mean, he's been around a little while now. How special is he from what you've seen?
He's very special. He showed me things in the first fight he had in Mexico. I thought he won the fight. They didn't give it to him, but he showed me things in that fight that I don't see in a lot of grown men that I train. And that was that he has the will, the desire, and the heart to become a world champion. So as of now, I'm going to go ahead and tell y'all, I see him becoming a multi-weight division champion. It's just a matter of time.
Wow, I mean, this is incredible. I mean, look, it's great to have you in Bournemouth, great to have you with Tony. Tony, let me bring you in here. This is a big day for you. I can't believe you've already had so many fights at just 19 years old. Tell me what you're thinking sat there, big moment, you got Roy Jones with you, hyping you up. Talk to us, Tony.
Well, look, it's a big thing. I can't put it into words. It's what I've dreamed about since I was a kid, you know. I've been here with Roy now for 3 years. We dreamed about this in Mexico, didn't we, Roy?
Yep.
That's what I can say about how I feel, to be honest.
You turned pro at 16 years old. This is not something that we see every day. Like, you sat there 19, you've already had 11 fights. Give us a little glimpse into that journey, why you decided to go that route rather than the amateur route. Tell us.
It's the same as Hassan just said over there. I had a pro start at a very young age. Roy said to me, there's no point going back to an amateur style, so we thought, we'll give it a go in Mexico.
And from what I've seen, Tony, you're there with the sunglasses on today. I've seen a few clips. Looks like you've got a bit of razzmatazz, a bit of showboating. I've seen you talk to your opponents as well. It looks like you have a bit of fun in there.
Well, yeah, you got to have fun. Do you know what I mean? You got to have fun what you do.
And what have you learnt from Roy Jones?
Oh, I've learnt everything. I'm like a sponge when I'm training with him. You got to soak everything in, ain't you? Just like you said, the minute I see him, I went up to him and asked him about his left hook.
And I understand you met Frank when you was just a young nipper as well, and you told him get your checkbook ready. Tell us about that.
Well, I see Frank. I was a young kid. I had a lot of confidence. You know how it be. I just said to him, look, yeah, like you just said, get your checkbook ready. He told me get your bags packed. Frank, we're here. My bag's packed.
Good man. All right, best of luck to you. Thank you, Tony. Thank you, Roy Jones, as well. Let's move on to a brilliant fight between two unbeaten fighters. Midlands area title on the line. British title eliminator Carl Fail and Amir Abubaker. Brilliant fight here. Carl, let me bring you in. You've wanted the step up for a little while. You've been out injured, but you're back now, and you're going straight in with a man who calls himself the Kurdish Knockout King. How are you feeling about this one?
Yeah, Dev, I'm excited. You know, this is what I'm in boxing for. I've been boxing a long time now. I'm 28 years old, and yeah, I'm in boxing for these titles. I can't look past this fight. It's a big fight. It's a big domestic fight, and like you said, it's a British title eliminator. But for me, my sole focus is on Saturday night.
Dangerous fight as well, though. I don't know if you've seen much of Amir Abubaker. I have. I've been watching a few videos, and he seems to really carry a punch.
I mean, every fight's dangerous. It's how you deal with it. I'm not really focusing on him. I'm focusing on myself and how I box and how I conduct myself.
How do you get the job done then? What's the difference? Why are you going to be the Midlands area champion Saturday?
I'm just going to do what I do best. We're going to go out there, going to adapt every round and come out with a victory, whatever way, whether that's points or whether it's inside the distance.
Well, let's get your opponent's view on all of this. Amir Abu Baker, nice to see you. And you too have been waiting for an opportunity to grab. This is it. This is a great platform, great show to be on, and a brilliant unbeaten opponent. What's going through your mind?
Yeah, thanks for having me, first of all. And, you know, even though we had 3 weeks' notice for this fight, I was more than happy to take it. You know, we signed a contract straight away. And respect to Carl as well. You know, I respect every British fighter. This is a hard game, real hard game. I have nothing personally against him. And I'm sure after the great performance we put on Saturday, we're going to shake each other's hand and walk away. And I'm going to do this, the same thing I do every fight. You know, I'll do my work, I'll leave it in God's hands. And, yeah, I look forward to Saturday night. You're going to see probably the best fight of the night, in my opinion.
You've got one common opponent from what I saw, which is Serge Ambomo. Carl, you went the distance with Serge Ambomo. Listen, he's a tough guy. Takes many fighters the distance. But Amir, you were able to actually stop him and really do a number on him. Is that kind of a bit of a difference here? Is your power a differential heading into Saturday, Amir?
Yeah, everyone talks about my power, so then I started calling myself the Kurdish knockout king. But what I've realized in boxing, like when you don't actually look for the knockout, you get the knockout. So yeah, I'm not going to go looking or hunting or anything like that. And the knockout is the same thing that happened with Serge. I wasn't looking for the knockout. When I was boxing him, you know, I started piecing him up, and the knockout just came, you know. Opportunity presented itself, and I landed a clean uppercut. And yeah, I've dropped many people. So, you know, Serge isn't a crazy standout to me, but yeah, he's a tough fighter.
Do you feel like the knockout will come on Saturday?
Well, tune in, you'll find out.
Carl, you are a tremendous amateur, right? A couple of silver medals in the Europeans, and how much of a factor is all of that pedigree, all of that experience? Bit of a golden boy in the amateurs you were.
I try not to look too much into that. I feel like the amateurs. We're in the professional game now. But what I will say is, working down the Peacock gym, we work hard. We work really hard, and you're going to see the best Carl fail Saturday night.
What's the kind of final prediction here? You're going to get it done within the distance?
A Carl fail victory.
Okay. Amir, Carl, thank you very much. Brilliant fight, Midlands area title. Let's move on to this cracking crossroads fight in the cruiserweight division. You've got Alloys Jr, who seems to be knocking out anything that moves right now at cruiserweight, and Ellis Zorro, who has competed at the highest level, wants to get back there with a big win on Saturday. And Alloys, I'm going to start with you, because I've been following your Instagram, and I've seen you put up a couple of videos. There was an interview clip of Ellis Zorro, followed by you putting out one of your knockouts and tagging him in. What's been going on Instagram?
Ellis Zorro doesn't love his family, honestly. I don't understand why he's taking this fight, but he clearly wants to get knocked out, and I don't mind doing that to him. I don't mind making him sleep in front of the ring, in front of thousands of people, in front of a great Roy Jones. I don't mind doing that.
Well, let's hear from Ellis Zorro. Let's get your response to that. He's made it very clear he plans on putting you to sleep on Saturday night. What says you, Ellis?
I think the family comment was he crossed the line there, and there'll be consequences for that outside of boxing after the 26th. But yeah, it's good to be back. I've been in the wilderness for a long time. I spoke to you outside, Dev, about that. I was 17-0, lost to Jai, sat down for 6 months. Got the Chev fight, unfortunately lost to Chev. I think that was a fight me and my team feel we should have won, but that's boxing. And then I ended up, I'm 17-2. Then I sat down for 13 months. No real reason why I sat down for 13 months. Everyone knows an inactive fighter isn't a good fighter. Then I had a comeback fight. Then 4 weeks ago, this fight was offered to me. And I'm not really in a place to be turning down fights, and that's not really who I am anyway. So yeah, here we are.
What do you think of your opponent? He's come out pretty strong in terms of the verbals today, but he comes out strong in fight night as well.
Yeah, the talking, he's young, you know. We're from same part of London. I was like that when I was younger. But again, the family thing crossed the line, and yeah, it's unnecessary. And there's going to be consequences for that. But no, he's a good fighter. I respect him as a fighter. I rate him as a fighter. And yeah, Saturday night.
I don't understand this false persona, you know, because when I was watching on YouTube, he was, this guy got power. Do you know what I mean? And I don't know if you watch the video real back and slow it down, but you can really see what he thinks of me. This man fears me. And he knows he's dancing with death.
I just said he's got power. I said it in the interview. I said it right now. His knockout ratio proves that. So I don't know what false persona he's referring to.
Do you fear him?
Next question.
That's what he said.
Yeah, but he didn't ask me, you did, so I'm telling you next question.
We will move on to the next question.
He's just scared of the question, that's what it is.
Ellis, what are you making of these videos where you've been tagged in? Alloys is putting out his knockouts, tagging you in. Are you replying to them? What's been going on there? I've seen them.
No, I told you I'm not replying to them. Alloys is young, do you know what I mean? We've all been young, he'll grow out of it. It's just part of it. It's not about confidence, it's not about, he's just young, he'll grow out of it. I've seen many people like this. And like I said, I was myself like this, so I ain't tripping over this.
What are you talking about, bro? I've been in the Peacocks and I've asked you for countless of rounds. You're like, your nose is bleeding by Dorian. And you say, no, I don't want to spar. No, I don't want to spar. So you can always mention this young thing, but me and you both know what goes on.
Yeah. Next.
Okay, you both know what goes on. I'm waiting for you to reply to Alloys. He's saying a lot of stuff.
He ain't got it. Just don't ask him. He ain't got it.
It's just going to be round and round, you know.
Don't blink.
It just has to be round and round, talking and talking. So we'll see.
How's this fight going to go then, Ellis? How are you going to get this done and stop the rise of Alloys?
You know what? Obviously, we know Alloys has got power. Obviously, recently I've been watching him like more. I think we've been on a few cards as well. A lot of his opponents, and I'm not here to knock fighters because I don't knock fighters, but a lot of his opponents have kind of been there to be hit, you know? And he has a style that, you know, if he can tee off on you, he's going to, and he's going to look explosive. So, yeah, for me, I can't be getting hit with no silly shots, and I've got to box smart.
Alloys, tell Ellis how this fight's going to go on Saturday. Alloys, final question for you. If you'd like to tell Ellis Zorro, your opponent, how this fight will go on Saturday night, please. Well, that is a cracking cruiserweight fight on Saturday night. Ellis Zorro, Alloys Jr. Interesting verbals, had a bit of everything there, including non-verbals. Let's move on to the main event. Brilliant fight. Reece, Bellotti and Ryan the Piranha Garner. Ryan, I'm going to start with you. Headlining again at the Bournemouth International Centre, chomping at the bit, I'm sure, and for you, ready to add some new titles to your collection. Tell us how you're feeling.
Yeah, I'm feeling good, Dev. It's good to be headlining again, so close to home. It's a massive opportunity for me, fighting for the, obviously, British, Commonwealth and European title. It's all the marbles domestically, so obviously I've got to get through this one if I want to be a world champion. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to a good fight. It's an exciting fight. I know everyone's going to be in for a good fight.
And I described it at the start as one of the most violent fights that can be made in the super featherweight division. Are you seeing it like that? This feels like it has to be fireworks.
Listen, our styles will gel nicely, I think. Both our styles, we both like to have a little fight. But that's not the only thing I've got in my armory, do you know what I mean? I don't believe I can box, I can fight. I believe I could do it all, mate, if I'm honest with you. But listen, I believe I'm going to win the fight, but I believe it'll be exciting in there at times. And I'm sure everyone is going to be tuning in at home, or everyone is going to be in attendance. It's going to be in for a good fight. So just make sure you're there.
And in terms of Reece Bellotti, I mean, he's been around a little bit longer than you. I've heard you say that when you were coming up, he's a fighter that you'd watch. Like, how does it feel now to be looking across and be fighting him on Saturday?
Yeah, like you say, I remember when I was younger, he was fighting on his Sky Sports bills, and I was watching him fight. Very, very good fighter. Do you know what I mean? The hardest fight of my career. Listen, he's been in there with some great names. He's beat a lot of good fighters, and he's the reigning and defending British and Commonwealth champion, mate. So he's got my utmost respect, and I believe it's going to be an exciting fight. And it's one that I'm well up for, and yeah, I believe I'm going to be British, Commonwealth and European champion come Saturday night.
Well, let's speak to Reece Bellotti, who I'm sure has very different ideas. And Reece, I guess you're here in Bournemouth to spoil the party and leave with Ryan Garner's belts as well. Tell us what's going on.
No, like I say, I'm just happy to be here. It's a great event, and it's a title that I've always wanted to have, and it's the next step for me, and it's the fight I'm looking forward to. It's going to be one of my hardest of my career. We're under no illusion. Like I say, me and Garner have got a lot of respect for each other as fighters, and you don't always have to be bad talking each other to make it an exciting fight. Like I say, our styles are going to gel well, and it's going to be a good fight.
You've had experience at the top level, been in with some brilliant fighters. How do you make that count on Saturday?
Like you say, that's something that you kind of adapt and learn in the ring at the same time. Obviously, certain experiences will come to show on the night, and I'm lucky to have them.
This is also a Queensberry versus Matchroom fight. From your side, has Eddie given you any kind of G-up, any kind of message? I mean, he needs a win. I think it looked like Justice Hooney was going to get that, but Wardley saw to that. Are you the man to get him a win?
Absolutely, yeah, I believe so. Listen, I want to win the fight more for myself than I do Matchroom, but it's just an added bonus for Eddie. But I'm here for the win.
Has he been in touch, giving you a little G-up?
He hasn't actually, no.
Oh.
No, actually, no, I'm saying a lie. He asked how I was yesterday.
Well, that's good to know. Ryan Garner, I mean, you're very much, I think you're one of Queensberry's longest serving fighters at the moment on the current roster. So I know Frank has backed you through thick and thin. It must be an extra kind of incentive to get the win for Frank against Matchroom on Saturday, Ryan.
Yeah, like you say, I've been with Frank since I turned pro at 18 now. It's been a little while. It's been a long road, but we slowly got her in the end. Do you know what I mean? Hopefully I'm starting to pay him back for all the grey hairs I might have given him over the years. But yeah, we're getting there, mate, and I'm lucky to have Frank, really. Frank's backed me from the start when I started making the mistakes in my career, and then thankfully, look, he's putting on shows for me down here so close to home, and hopefully I can repay him, mate. And then hopefully we get one step closer to St. Mary's.
Your opponent's got a lot of experience, a lot of power. I think at one point Eddie Hearn was indeed hyping him up as one of the pound-for-pound biggest punchers in the sport. How do you deal with that?
Like you say, he's a very, very good fighter. Reece is, I'm under no illusion. But I just believe, obviously, the best Ryan Garner, if he turns up on the night, he beats most people, mate. So, yeah, we'll just see what happens on the night. But I'm confident. I'm sure Reece is as well. But, yeah, it's going to be a good night, mate. It's going to be a very good night.